Hey guys, so I need you to turn to page 38 in your book, and we're going to try things a little bit differently, and we're going to try to do just the guided practice, and hopefully that'll give you guys more examples, and it won't be as confusing than taking notes, but we're going to definitely look at some notes. So let's look at number 1. By the way, this is multiplying rational numbers. So number 1 says a positive 5 times a negative 2/3. Well, if you remember, when we do multiply rational numbers, we make sure we use our, what do we call this? You remember this is our magic triangle. Positive people are always at the top, so they go to the top. Negative people always fall to the bottom, so they're at the bottom. We use this when we're doing multiplying numbers and dividing numbers. Okay, don't ever use it on adding or subtracting. So, I have 5 times a negative 2/3. Well, first of all, I want to look at my sign. Is my sign going to be a positive or is it going to be negative? Good. If you looked at your triangle, you're going to see it's a positive times a negative, so you cover them up, and that leaves you with a negative. So your answer is going to be negative. So you write negative. Now, we have a fraction and a whole number. Now, how can we make this whole number look like a fraction? Good. You can put it over 1. 5 over 1 times negative 2/3. Now, do you remember top times top, bottom times bottom, multiplying fractions ain't no problem. So, 5 times 2 is going to be 10 over 1 times 3 is 3. Now, that's not going to be good enough because that's an improper fraction. We need to get it to a mixed number. So, to do that, you top dog in the house, divide. 3 can go into 10. 3 times, get 1 left over, so it's 3 and 1/3. Now, what did I forget? The negative sign. Good. Now, on 1 through 10, if you have any questions, go to example 1 and go to example 2. That's on page 35 is example 1, and example 2 is on 36. Now, guys, there's step-by-step instructions, and there's also QR codes. Use them if you need it. We're just going to go over example problems, okay? Number 2, look, you have a positive times a negative again. Okay, positive times a negative is going to give you a negative. You can put your whole number over what? Good, 1. Top times top is 3. Bottom times bottom is 4. Multiplying fractions ain't no problem. So we have negative 3/4. Over here we had our negative 1/3. Now we need to put them on number lines. So what you're going to do is, this is saying it's 5 groups. 5 groups of negative 2/3. So negative, you know you're going to go backwards. So look, these are split up into thirds for you. So we have 1/3, or 1 2/3, another 2/3, another 2/3, another 2/3. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And another 2/3. And look where it brings you. Negative 3 and 1/3. So we know we did it right. See if you can do this one on your own. Alright, so you should have seen we have 3 groups of 1/4. So we always start at 0. 1/4, 2/4, there's another 4th, and look where we're at. Half. In between a half and a whole is 3/4 or 75/100, so we know we did it right. Alright, I want you to try 3 and 4 on your own. Only difference is that there's now 2 negatives. Now look up here, when we have 2 negatives, you're going to get a positive. So put your whole number over 1. Now, can we cross simplify? That's always something to look at. Can you cross simplify? No. So you just do top times top is 12. Bottom times bottom is 7. Now what did we say? It was going to be a positive. That's why I didn't write a sign out front. If you top dog in the house, because this is a what kind of fraction? Good, it's improper. You have 5 left over, so you have 1 and 5/7. got good news for you. We're not worrying about the number line on this one or this one. Alright, this one just looks different, but guess what? It's no different. Let's put our whole number over what? Good, 1. Now, look, I have a 4 and I have a 4. What can you do? Good, cross simplify. 4 can go into this and it'll be 1. Don't forget about your negative sign. 4 can go into this and it'll be 1. So I have a negative times a negative will give me a positive, or you don't have to put anything. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 over 1 you know is 3 wholes. Please go back and look at example 1 and 2 if you need to. Alright, I want you to try 5 through 10 on your own. I want you to pause me and try it. When you come back, I'll give you the answers. Alright, so you would have seen the number 5. You should be unpaused now. I'm going to draw my magic triangle again for y'all. Got a positive times a negative is going to give me a negative. Negative 4 times 3 is 12. Don't forget when we're multiplying decimals. Okay, rewrite your decimal, times it by 5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. You had 1 decimal place here, 0 decimal places here, so in your answer you need to move it 1 decimal place. So, negative 1.8, or 1 8/10 times 5 is 9 wholes, but I have a negative times a positive. So that will give me a good negative. Your answer is negative 9. Alright, you should have worked this one out and got a negative times a negative gives you a positive. A positive 6 8/10. 3.4 times 2 gives you 8. 2 times 3 is 6. So you have 1 decimal place here. You have no decimal places here. So you have 1 decimal place move over in your answer. So that's how I got 6 8/10. Alright, number 8, you should have gotten 4 32/100 because you have a positive and a positive will give you a positive. Okay, 54/100 times 8. 8 times 4 is 2. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 3 is 432. You have 2 decimal places here. In your answer, you'll have 2 decimal places, so it goes over twice. Alright, number 9, you should be on a roll, is 6. Don't forget to move your decimal place 1 in your answer. And a negative times a negative will always give you a positive. Number 10, you should have gotten negative 7 2/10. A negative times a positive will always give you a negative. Again, you should have moved your answer 1 decimal place. Alright. Now, let me erase this so you can see. If you need help with any of these, example 3. Example 3 is on page 37. If you need to go look at that, use the QR code if you need it. He is there to help you. Alright, what it's showing you though is you have 3 numbers. It wants you to multiply these 2 numbers together first to get an answer here. And then wants you to multiply by 3/4 to get your final answer. So let's look at this. We're ignoring this right now. Top times top is what? Good, 2. Bottom times bottom is 2 times 3 is 6. Good. 2, 6. Now, multiplying fractions. Top times top, bottom times bottom. Multiplying fractions ain't no problem. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Now, do you think I want you to leave it like that? No. Simplify it. Divide each by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 24 divided by 6 is 4. You should have got 1/4. Alright. Next, you're going to look at 12. A negative times a negative. Remember, we're going to do the first 2 first. Always do the first 2 first with multiplying. Okay, you have a negative times a negative. A negative times a negative, don't forget, is going to give you a positive. So in this box right here, I'm going to go ahead and put a positive so I remember. Top times top is 12. Bottom times bottom is, good, 35. Now, look at these numbers. These are going to be big. But what can you do? What do you know about 35 and 7? What do you know about 12 and 3? Yes, they're going to be cross-simplified. But first I want you to look. A positive times a negative is going to give you a, good, negative. Now let's cross-simplify. 12 and 3 both have a common factor of what? Good, 3. 3 can go into 3 once. 3 can go into 12 4 times. What about the other way? 35 and 7. 7 can go into 7 once. 7 can go into 35 how many times? Good, 5. Now, top times top, 4 times 1 is 4. Bottom times bottom, 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 4/5. Alright, I want you to try 13 and 14 on your own. Be careful with 13. This is a whole number. Remember how you can change your whole number. Just put it over 1. Pause it and try it. Alright, so you should have done this section first. Negative 1/8 times 5. Top times top is, first, is it going to be positive or negative? Good, it's going to be negative. Top times top is 5. Bottom times bottom is 8. 5/8 times 2/3 is equal to, cross simplify, 4, 1. Is your answer going to be positive or negative? A negative times a positive will give you a, good, negative. Top times top is 5. Bottom times bottom is 12. Your answer is there. Number 14, you should have got 2/7. Should have multiplied these together to get a negative 2/6 times negative 6/7. Cross simplified, cross simplified. Negative times a negative will give a positive. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 7 is 7. Alright, the price of a share of Acme Company declined $3.50 per day for 4 days in a row. What is the overall change in price? All multiplication is repeated addition. So if it happens 4 days in a row, that's really 350 times 350 times 350 plus 350 plus 350 plus 350, which is really $3.50 times 4. What is it? Oh, and it declined. Decline. I totally missed this word. Decline. It means it's a negative $3.50. Multiply that out. Good. You should have got a negative 14 or negative $14. Okay? 16. In one day, 18 people each withdrew $100 from an ATM machine. What is the overall change in the amount of money in the ATM machine? 18 people each took out 100. So instead of doing 18 plus 18 plus 18, or 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100, geez, I did that twice already. You should really just do 100 times 18. What kind of 100 though? Good, a negative 100. Why? Because of this word withdrew. How much money did they take out in all? They took out negative $1,800 or negative 1,800 like that. Finally, explain how you can find the sign of Finally, explain how you can find the sign of the product of 2 or more real numbers. Guys, use your magic triangle. Okay? That's all you got to do. Cover up what you got, and what's left over is your answer. I hope this makes sense. If not, don't forget, look at these examples. They show you exactly where to turn to get help. Use the help. Use the QR codes if you need it. Please press submit and do this for your grade. Have a great night. Bye.